This is, of course, Mental Health Monday Recovery 13, and today I'm going to be talking about frustration that grows in you when there is a divide between how you are feeling and how that makes you feel about what you should be able to do and what you can actually do based on your actual current ability to do stuff. You end up railing at yourself so often. And it is out of the mistaken belief that just because you feel better in there, that it's going to translate to being able to actually do more stuff. It's kind of like that old adage of running before you can walk. Because you are feeling better, you are just wanting to go off sprinting. It's like, yes, I'm starting to recover, I'm feeling great, I want to go do stuff, and then you try and do it and you can't do it. It's like, wow, how is it that I build up this gradual resistance to my own anxiety? How do I build up the confidence to do all the stuff I want to go and do? Because of course, anxiety doesn't disappear overnight. It's something that you essentially have to do a form of immunotherapy to get rid of. You have to gradually expose yourself to more and more social situations in order for your anxiety to wane. And that might sound really frustrating, and oh boy, it is. It really is. When you're trying to do stuff and you think, this thing that I want to do is so small. It's so small. But in terms of your anxiety response, it's fucking huge. You want to go out and be surrounded by people when you've just spent the last X amount of years avoiding the shit out of people. You have to learn to restrain yourself. You have to learn what baby steps really are. It might be just going for a walk around the block. It might be, having someone around your house in your territory. Yeah, where you can control the situation. If you have a safe person, going out and having coffee with them first, or walking around the block with them first. You don't want to become too attached to a particular person being your safe zone. Next Mental Health Monday, I'm going to talk specifically about not making people your safe zones. It's very, very dangerous. But when you are initially making those little forays out into the world, when you're feeling like you're recovering and you want to start pushing your boundaries a bit, having someone that you can do that with is great. It's really helpful, but you do need to wean yourself off it, and I will talk about that in 2 weeks' time. And this applies to everything, like when you've been in a deep depression, getting your life back on track and all that kind of stuff. Same thing if you found your right medication combination for bipolar, or your right therapy combination for bipolar, or anything like that. Getting your life back on track is a question of baby steps. It's a question of tiny little movements forward rather than pushing too fast. But the frustration of not being able to do the things that you want to do, that's a big one. It happens all over the place, because the thing about recovery is it's all about a few steps forward, a few steps back. And you can never take any of it for granted. That does not necessarily mean that if you take a few steps back that you are failing and getting ill again. It does not. That's the mistake that you can make, though, if you are being overconfident and assuming that you can do all these things and not listening to the little voice inside of you that's saying, no, actually we're moving a little bit too fast and we can't. So you have to be careful. Don't listen to your frustration. Listen to your common sense, if you have one. We don't always. And try and resist the urge to do stuff too quickly. I know how irritating it is. I know that that gap between what you want to do and what you can do drives you insane. It drives me insane. But I'm keeping on pushing and I'm keeping on trying, and at some point, what I want to do and what I can do will diverge and meet, and we will both move forward together. And that's where you get to sort of find out exactly what your limitations are and if you have any. But at this moment in time, I am still dealing with limitations that I have because of my illnesses and the length of time that I spent within them. And I just have to be patient. And I have to hope that with hard work and persistence and continued self-care, I will reach the point where we are beyond that. Me, myself, and I. And my poor kids, who put up with a lot. They put up with me not wanting to go out, not wanting to do stuff because I go too far and I do too much, and then I just don't want to do anything. So, all this is about essentially is, as you are recovering, and possibly even before then, there will be things that you want to do that you are not quite capable of doing. And you will try to do them, and your illnesses will say, whoa, listen to it. I know it's frustrating. I know that you want to be able to do those things, and you will be able to do those things, but if you push yourself too fast, you will ping backwards way further than you want to. Like I said, there will always be a few steps forward and a few steps back, but if you push, you will ping back quite the way, like I did last year, where I was just being overly confident and going out all the time and feeling like, yeah, this is it, I'm done with the whole wanting to be stuck in four walls thing, and I hit tilt because I was not listening to the little internal voice that was saying to me, oh, this is too much. And it pinged me back quite far, and there were a lot of months between then and now wherein I just didn't feel like going out at all. And that's really hard when you have children that need to go out, and when you have things that you've already booked to go to. It's scary. Fortunately, I am past that whole booking things and not wanting to go to them thing at the moment. I just have the normal nerves about the stuff that I've got to do. But for a while there, it was kind of like I would see something that I'd already booked approaching, and I would be just wanting to push the whole world backwards to not have to do it. The fear of doing it was so huge, you know? Don't push yourself too hard. Be aware that whilst you might feel different, you are still working with those same problems that you have had. They do not just vanish. Oh boy, it would be great if they did. It would be so great if they just vanished, but they don't. So listen to your common sense and not your frustration, and put your safety and your well-being and your peace of mind first. Even if that means that you have to go a hell of a lot slower than your patience can handle, you're just going to have to deal with it, because it takes as long as it takes, and if you push it too fast or too far, it will take longer. Basic fact. So that is frustration in regards to recovery, first and foremost, and it is the same for recovery as it is for anything that you're trying to learn or trying to do and you're not quite there yet. So just be aware of that, and don't get annoyed with yourself because of it. Everyone goes through it. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. In 2 weeks' time, like I said, I am going to be talking about not making someone your safe zone. This is the whole notion of becoming so dependent upon someone being there that you literally can't do something if they're not. Okay? So that's what we're going to talk about in 2 weeks' time. Thank you for watching today. Hope to see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.